Hello and welcome to the Not Too Shabby Shop YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, or LV Handcrafted, across all of the socials, and here's where I'm at with my mini album featuring the Frosted Bliss paper pack from the November 2024 subscription box. And I have a part 1 to this video on my channel where I actually show how I made all of the page bases and the actual album itself. So the cover, the pages, and this is actually technically a 3-part series, but the second part is actually a live stream on Tracy's channel, Not Afraid of Color. And Tracy hosted me, and so I was a guest on her channel as part of a live stream hop, actually. And so I did a little bit of decorating of my album during her live stream, and so you'll kind of catch part of the progress of this mini album across all 3 channels. So my channel has the beginning part in preparation for my live stream with T. I filmed that and I put that out on as a video on my channel. Then I joined T on her channel as part of a live stream, and we crafted together. I actually decorated all of the pages, and when I was done, I basically have what I showed at the very beginning, which is my album is constructed. I've got pattern paper on all of the page bases, and now in this installment of this album making series, I am going to decorate the pages. So I started off with one of the stamp sets from the subscription box, and that's going to be the decoration for my album cover. And I have already cut a lot of elements using my Easy Wonder dies, because it actually turned out that some of the elements are really good fit for this size and this shape of album. In particular, I think the ovals are really nice because it sort of matches a little bit the aspect ratio of the album pages. So this album, it's not super big. It is actually, the pages themselves are about 3 inches wide by roughly like just shy of 5 inches tall. So it's kind of compact, very tidy, and it's really a fun album. The die set that I used to create it is part of another kit that I got, and one of the unique things about the album is that the pages are not glued in. It's actually got this really nice mechanism for, if you wanted, you could continue to expand and add more pages. This ended up getting very bulky by the time I had all of the mats and layers, and now I'm adding photo mats and creating tuck spots with ephemera, the matching ephemera pack that comes with the subscription box. And once all of these layers get added, it really makes this little album quite bulky. And I mentioned in my part 1 that if I was thinking ahead a little bit, I would have waited to make my closure last instead of assembling that first. And then because once you know just how bulky your album is going to be, then you can really ensure that your locking mechanism, your closure mechanism is sufficient for that thickness. And it's really, this album, I'm gonna use a couple of different things for trying to make it easy to whoever gets this. If I don't keep it and fill it with photos myself, if I give it away, I want to make it really easy for whoever gets this to fill it with photos. And one of the things is creating tuck spots like this. So it's really easy to create these little tuck spots with ephemera because you can just collage a few elements up. And what you want to do is you don't want to glue the elements down entirely. You just want to glue essentially the bottom and one edge. So when the page is on the right side, I like to glue the right edge down. That way, if something gets tucked in, it's less likely to fall out of the album. And I just glue these down flat to the page itself because then it it helps to kind of keep the photo in, where you don't actually have to glue the photo down. You can just slide it in and really just kind of tuck it into those ephemera pieces. And hopefully, because there's not a lot of dimension there, it will actually keep the photo in inside the album nicely. Now with these ovals, I'm using them more as frames. And this 2-page spread is actually, I think, my favorite because I'm going to put, and it's the exact middle of the album. So this is where it will lay the most flat because this is exactly the middle point of the album. And I'm going to die cut. I thought I might use the white oval, but I'm actually going to die cut a pink version. And I am cutting it from Easy Wonder die number 2. And this is from the rectangle aperture. You get the oval that falls out of that. And so I'm going to use just the oval here. If you have the add-on to the Easy Wonder dies, then you also get an oval that is larger than this and an oval standalone die that is smaller. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to create a tuck spot out of these oval frames with some ephemera. And it worked out so nicely that there's actually this sort of floral spray here, but in the 2 different colorways. So I can kind of have a little bit of a mirrored design here. And then the white oval shape, I'm actually going to tuck into those frames so that either they can do some journaling and write something on those white ovals, or whoever gets this, if they don't have the Easy Wonder dies, which I don't expect them to, they can actually use that white oval piece to trace onto their photo and kind of use it as a guide for cutting out their photo so that their photo is nicely framed within the solid color oval shape. So so that'll be kind of one way that they can get photos in here. And then I have a punch that you saw me use on these squares here. And this square is from the add-on to Easy Wonder die number 1. And the punch is really cool. It just kind of punches out 2 slots, and that way you can slip your photo and just sort of thread it through that slot, and that holds it in just fine. So I've got that for some of my photo mats, and I'm also going to include, again, like the white square, which is cut from Easy Wonder die number 1. And that way, again, if they wanted to use that for some journaling, they could, or they can use it as a cutting guide to trim down or cut down their photo. And that way they have a reference for how large of a photo they should trim to actually tuck into those that matte layer or photo frame kind of. So a lot of the decorating for this is really just using these basic shapes to kind of create a little bit of a way to present photos and to try to make it a little bit easier for whoever gets this, or for me if I'm keeping it and filling it myself, to actually use it, because I feel like sometimes, especially if you're gonna give something to somebody who isn't crafty, they may not have like all the things to make this, to actually fill out the photo album or mini album. And so it's kind of nice to try to give them all of the things that they might need, and lots of clues, lots of hints as to like what they need to do to actually fill it out. And so once everything is ready, you can just slip your pages into the cover and then lock all of your pages in. So here's a final look on, I might add some ephemera to this just to decorate it a little bit more, but I'll give a quick little flip through. I only wrote the word template on that first one, which is just temporarily stuck down with a little bit of adhesive. But you can see every page where there's meant to be a photo, there's the white frame that they can take out, use as a guide to cut down their photo, or just use it to put some journaling, to write a message, and tuck it back in. And this was a really fun project to put together. Love the papers and had a lot of fun making this. So I hope you'll check it out on, if you want to see how to construct the actual album. Again, that's on my channel. You can see I'm struggling to kind of keep this closed. It's such a chunky album. But that's my finished album for today. I'll leave links to whatever is still available from the subscription box in the description box below. And until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.